Hello, Primary 3, how are you? I'm so happy to be with you today. Today we will talk again about telling time. Telling time, we said before, we will learn together how to read the clock and to ask about time by what time is it? What time is it? Okay, but at the beginning, we have to remember the counting of 5. Let's count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. Let's listen to this video. After that, let's go to remember what does the clock have? The clock have 2 hands. Any clock have 2 hands. The short hand is 4 hours. The short hand is 4 hours. And the long hand, the short hand is 4 hours. And the long hand is 4 minutes. But the short hand represent hours and the long hand represent minutes. Okay, now we have to know that the clock have numbers from 1 to 12, right? Okay, between each number we have 5 minutes. If you counting the dashes between each 2 numbers, you will find it 5. So I will start from 1. I have from 12 it's 0. From 12 it represents 0. After 12, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. When we reach to 12, the minutes will be 0. That means number 1, if the long hand to 1, that means if the long hand to 1, that means we have 5 minutes. If the long hand to 2, it's mean we have 10 minutes. In the next, we have this example. The short hand move to 3, and the long hand will be moved to 12. So when we want to write in a digital, we have 3 hours and 0 minutes. We have 3 hours and 0 minutes. Okay, if the long hand move to 2 to 1, meaning we have 5. 1 meaning we have 5. So the short hand to 3, and we have minutes 5. 3 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, if the long hand move to what? Move to 2, and the short hand move to 3. That means the long hand represents minutes. How many minutes we have? We have 10. 5, 10. And the short hand represents hours. Hours, we have 3 hours. Okay, the short hand start to move, but slowly. Now the long hand move to what? Move to 3, and the short hand is to 3, or between 3 and 4. So we have how many minutes? We have 15 minutes and 3 hours. The time will be 3 to 15. Okay, the long hand to 4. 4 represents how many hours? How many minutes? Sorry, represents 20. So the time will be 3 to 20. 3 to 20. The long hand moved to which number? To 5. Excellent. 5 represents how many minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25 minutes. 25 minutes. So the time will be 3 to 25. Now, the long hand reached to which number? Reached to 6. 6 represent how many minutes? 6 represent 30 minutes. 6 represent 30 minutes. So the time will be 3 to 30. The long arrow moved to 7. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 7 represent 35 minutes. 7 represent 35 minutes. So what's the time? It will be 3 to 35. But the short arrow is between 3 and 4. It didn't reach to 4. So it's what? 3 o'clock. 3 to 40. The long arrow reached to which number? Reached to 8. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 minutes. And the short hand is between 3 and 4. It didn't reach to 4. So what the time? The hours, we have 3 hours. So it's 3 hours and 40 minutes. Now the long hand reached to which number? Reached to 9. Okay, 9 represent how many minutes? 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 9 represent 45. And the short hand is between 3 and 4. Didn't reach to 4 o'clock. So it will be 3 o'clock. Okay. Now we have 3 to now the long hand to which number? To 10. The long hand is to 10. What is the time now? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So it will be 50. The short hand reached to 4. It didn't reach to 4. So it will be 3 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, it will move again. It stopped to which number? It stopped to 11. 11 represent how many minutes? If we count again by 5, it will represent 55 minutes. And how many hours? It didn't reach to 4 o'clock, so it will be 3 hours, 3 hours, 55 minutes. Now let's practice together. I will give you the clock, the arrow, and the arrows. You will give me the reading by digital clock. The long arrow to which number? Stop to which number? Stop to 2. So how many minutes? Let's count by 5. 5, 10 minutes. And how many hours? The short hand to which number? To 5. So the time will be 5 to 10. 5 to 10. Another example. Read the time. The short hand to what? Between 4 and 5. And the long hand to what? 7. Let's find the minutes. Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we have 35 minutes. And how many hours? The short arrow is between 4 and 5. Didn't reach to 5. So the hours will be 4. 4 hours, 35 minutes. Let's read another example. The long hand to what? the long hand to 9. Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35, 40, 45. 45 minutes. So the long hand to 9 represent 45 minutes, and the short hand it's between 9 and 8. It's not a specific 9, the sharp 9, because it didn't reach to 9 o'clock. We still have 15 minutes to reach to 9 o'clock. So the hours will be 8. The hours will be 8. 8 hours 45 minutes. Practice again. Now we have how many minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Stop. 7 represent 35 minutes. And how many hours? The short hand is between 6 and 7. Didn't reach to 7. So the hours between, it will be 6 hours 35 minutes. I'm so happy to be with you today. Thank you for your listening. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.